We're presented with a problem here. The height in centimetres of 70 boys were recorded as opposites, and we're asked to find the 90th percentile. And we can see this is a grouped frequency table. Because it's grouped, we're going to have to use interpolation. So we're going to use our 3 steps. Step 1 is to find the position of the term that we're interested in. So it's the 90th percentile, or P90. So this is going to be 90% of the 70 pieces of data. So it's the 63rd piece of data or term that we're interested in. Step 2 asks us to draw a representation of the group which contains the term we're interested in our case the 63rd term. We've got to decide which of these groups contains the 63rd term. Well, it's very helpful if we have a cumulative frequency column as a guide. So I'll draw this 3rd column in. And it may be using this cumulative frequency column that you can just see where the 63rd term is going to be. But I'm just going to draw a diagram here just to help you. And this shows the groups, and I'm going to draw in the terms that are on the boundary of each group. And I'm doing this using the cumulative frequency column. So I can see group 1 contains terms 0 to 4, group 2 4 to 25, group 3 25 to 57, and group 4 57 to 63. So it's this group that contains the 63rd term. So it's the group that I'm interested in, and I'll draw a full representation of this group. So we can see here I've drawn the boundaries in 180 centimetres at the lower boundary, 190 centimetres at the upper boundary, and shown that 57 terms is the lower boundary and the 66th term is at the upper boundary. So that's step 2 complete. Step 3 is to actually use interpolation. So the first thing I'm going to do is put in roughly where the 63rd term would be. This doesn't have to be accurate, it's just an aid to the calculation, but I can see the 63rd term is closer to term 66 than it is 57, so I'll put it to the right of the middle and I'll just label it as the 90th percentile. So now I'm going to actually use the technique that we've looked at, and basically seeing that, look at this interval compared, this interval here compared to the overall interval. And we'll do the same to the top, compare this interval compared to the overall interval. So we can simplify this. And now we've got essentially an equation with one unknown which we can solve. So we can multiply both sides by 10, and that will give us 6.67 to 2 decimal places. and that's equal to P 90 minus 180. And then I can add 180 to both sides, and so I'll find that the 90th percentile is 186.67 centimeters to 2 decimal places.